I was born on October 11th, 1967 in Frankfurt, Germany. For much of my childhood, we couldn't stick to one place as my father worked for different mining companies across the world. Soon, we shifted to South Africa, then Namibia, and finally, we settled in California. In school, I did really well at mathematics. I even won a statewide competition. During much of my high school years, my interest in politics and philosophy only grew reading Ayn Rand and listening to President Reagan's speeches. So when it was time for university, I chose Stanford, where I studied philosophy in the very campus that would hold a life-changing opportunity for me years later. I was constantly changing paths. I even studied law to become a securities lawyer for a time, followed by a short-lived career as a derivatives trader for Credit Suisse. For a while, I became a speechwriter for the Secretary of Education. Basically, I was a jack of all trades, but that too didn't last long. I soon realized I needed to go steady and master one trade. Around that time, I noticed the rise in both .com companies and Silicon Valley. I knew that this was the future and the path I was meant to take. So, with a little help from friends and family, I raised $1 million and formed Field Capital Management, my first step in becoming a master of the trade. The actual event, which bolstered my confidence and changed everything, happened many years later, when I came back to Stanford to give a lecture. Here, I met Max Levchin, a Ukrainian-American computer scientist who approached me after the lecture. He told me all about his idea to encrypt data and store it in a digital library, a library we could license and profit from. I saw huge potential in this plan. After all, the new buzzword in the market was data. So I invested a considerable amount of my hedge fund to form FieldLink with Max. This turned out to be a little mistake on our part. Of course, the idea was good, but the market wasn't warming up to us yet. It was too early in the game to be thinking of encrypting data. That was an idea for the future, and so not many clients signed on. We had to ditch the digital library plan and come up with a product that could sell. This is when the thought came to me. What if people could pay businesses digitally? Online shopping was slowly taking over the market, but the only means of payment was through checks and bank orders, which was quite a task, to be honest. So the idea of a digital wallet, just like an ordinary wallet, where people could pay for anything digitally with ease, seemed like something that would sell. So I took the idea to Max. As a purebred computer scientist, he was already mentally preparing a blueprint for the digital wallet. In no time, we were on our way to developing the new mode of payment, with me on the brawn, that is the financials, and Max on the brain, bringing the product to life. Soon, we had the product ready, and couldn't wait to see the people's response. But first, we had to change a few things, like our name. We decided on Confinity. No, it's not some ancient word or something mind-blowing. It's just a combination of the words confidence and infinity. That's all. And the wallet, you ask? Well, we call that PayPal. Now, Max and I knew from the get-go that PayPal was truly innovative and a game changer. But what we did not anticipate was just how quickly this would skyrocket. Within 2 years, PayPal was one of the most used payment options on eBay. And of course, big vendors took notice. They were all nearly forced to join the service, considering just how many people used it. PayPal was steadily growing in numbers and we gained a lot from it. In the year 2000, PayPal and Confinity started to undergo major structural changes. These weren't changes that I was too happy about, but startups need to grow if they wished for a future. X.com, with Elon Musk at its helm, was a small company that was doing the same thing as us, just not as well. Elon initiated a merger between both our startups and took over as CEO for a while. Now, at the time, we had a strong team surrounding us, and looking back, those were our golden years. We were known with respect and also out of spite as the PayPal Mafia. We didn't settle for less, and our work culture in the office was admirable. We only hired those people who we thought we could become good friends with. That way, each of us were invested in what PayPal would become. The company's vision was not just my vision or Max's vision. It was the vision of each and every employee who cared enough to tell us what they were thinking. Even back when I was studying philosophy at Stanford, I knew very well of the rot that often sets into a company when it disregarded the individuality of each employee. Unfortunately, this too would become PayPal's fate. In 2002, PayPal went public to raise funds and our stock price rose by 55% on Nasdaq, which is quite an achievement for a startup. But that wasn't the only surprise. We soon found out that eBay had been keeping an eye on us for quite some time. PayPal's popularity on their site hadn't gone unnoticed, and the senior executives contacted us with an offer. Everything after resembled a Venus flytrap. It all sounded sweet at first, but I only started seeing the true nature of the offer after falling in. eBay had stripped PayPal of its rules and principles, or rather, the lack of them. The very thing that had initially made us unique was now gone. They implemented the same old corporate structure that they were using at their own company. Even though the doors of partnership were open to me and the other founders, we thought we were better off leaving, and each of us went our separate paths. My friend David Sachs, who was the COO of PayPal, told me that eBay taking over felt like them burning our homes and our temple, and now we had to make our new homes. Looking back, I think we did that quite well. Now, several years later, we all have started new businesses that ended up being great successes. Elon Musk founded Tesla and SpaceX. He has even made huge strides in private space exploration and electric vehicles. David Sachs went on to form Yammer, a company that specializes in digital communication within organizations. As for me, I've been doing what I do best. I look for potential and invest. For instance, I was the first outside investor in Facebook. That should tell you all you need to know about how I'm doing. My name is Peter Thiel, and this is the story of PayPal. If you guys liked that video, please hit the like button. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. Just the research and the editing alone of these type of videos takes us close to 18 hours. So we would really appreciate it if you could check out our Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can support our work. We produce over like 12 videos per month, so that's literally 8 cents per video. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out.